Hey guys, you got Justin here, and in this video I'm going to show you exactly how I was able to make $1,100 in 2 trades, okay? Now, before I get into everything, let me just give you a little bit of background about me. For my trading journey, I've been trading for the last year. For the last 3 months, I've been getting really good at being a consistently profitable trader. Previously, I had blown at least 3 accounts doing the wrong thing, and my 4th one was my lucky one. So usually it's 3 times a charm. For trading, this time it was 4 times, where I have a handle on things. And the reason why I can attribute that is really simple. I narrowed down and only decided to trade a few particular stocks, and that's it. I heard a multi-million-dollar guy say it, and he was like, when I first started, I only traded like 3 stocks, and that was it. And then he just started talking, right? And then like he blew past that. But I was like, he just dropped the gem, son. Like straight up. He only traded 3 stocks. So why would I start and try to trade like him, where he's trading like 8, 9 stocks at a time? He's got like 12 screens. Of course, he's at a different level. So I went back to his level when he started to have success, and literally same thing has started to happen with me. So success leaves clues. Okay. So my first clue to you is pick a stock, or just a few that you trade consistently. Number 2, very important, pick a strategy. Pick a strategy, master that strategy, move on, get another strategy until you have multiple strategies in your tool belt so that you can use them effectively when the stock presents itself. And number 3, I think it's just like more important than strategy, because when you come to trading, if you pick strategies that have been proven and time tested, they all work to a certain extent. But the only way that you're going to know how it works for you is you got to back test that strategy. And the final and fourth and final thing is you got to execute that strategy that you back tested, and you have to consistently do that forward testing until you have yourself a methodology that works. So that's my spiel on how, what the steps you got to go through. Now, if you go through these steps, you're going to get very comfortable with the strategy. And my strategy that I use in order to make over $1,100 is 2 strategies. Strategy number 1 was OBR, which is open range breakout, and strategy number 2, which was the ABCD. Okay. Now, for my number 1 thing, where I picked a stock that I only trade a few stocks, I only trade Tesla. Okay. I don't know if you can see this in the screen right now. Let me just drop this a little bit. Bam. I only trade Tesla, Nvidia, and I use SPY as my third eye. What do I mean by that? I look at SPY to determine the direction in which the market is going throughout the day, to give me a healthy understanding of which direction we're going. And I use Tesla and Nvidia because those are great pairs that seem to trade similarly. It trades equally or close to equally at the same time during the methodology of when it's trading. But the cool part is there's little gaps between the two. So when one gaps up, usually one follows slightly after. And once you have that lag and you can get in between that lag and use that to your advantage, it's almost like cheating. It really is. Anyway, so let me share with you how I was able to make my first trade, which is the OBR strategy. And I'll explain this to you as best as I can. So Tesla's on my left-hand side with the bigger screen with the window. The video's on my right-hand side at the top, and SPY is at the bottom, okay? So what these lines that you see here are my signals, okay? So for here, this thick signal is a major level of resistance on the daily chart and the 1 hour. So I know that when we're coming here, this is like some real serious selling pressure will be at this level. Conversely, at this green level, which is thick, is an indication of support. This is on, again, there's a daily chart and 1 hour. This is proven to be a strong level of resistance. Now that I have this scope, I can now begin to create my formulation and hypothesis of what I believe is going to happen. Okay, so once that happens, as you can see, these the orange, right? This is the indication of what's been happening throughout the course of a few previous days of where there's been some levels of support and resistance. Okay, so that's why you're going to see this. And here, this is at least 2 or 3 times in which a level has rejected against this, and that's why this level's here. So just so you can see it and understand this, the bottom here is RSI, over here is volume, and conversely, it's all over on my SPY, my NVIDIA, and my Tesla. So when I'm doing the OBR, which is the open range breakout, you can do it on a number of different time frames. Me personally, I use the 15-minute OBR strategy. What does that mean? I let 3 candles in the 5-minute chart go by. So I go 1, 2, 3. Now from this, I've created a range in which I'm looking for a breakout. The breakout does not matter the direction. I don't care what the stock does. I don't care if it goes up. I don't care if it goes down. I'm just looking for a breakout so I can make my quick scalp. I am a scalper. I am not a long-term, throughout the day trader. That's not my role. I don't feel that fits my personality, which is why you have to back test your strategy, because my strategy works for me because I like to scalp. But if you're a day trader, then you might have to test OBR a little bit differently for you. Okay, anyway, so once you see the 3, this is 925, okay, 930, 935, and then 940, right? 1, 2, 3, so that's 15 minutes. What you want to do is then you want to draw a line that you can use that just helps you identify that. So here, if you wanted to use this line, this would be your first level, and then you would then copy that. I'm using TradingView. I hope you are too. It's a very sophisticated software that helps you, chart your analysis. Okay, so now once once I started looking at the market on 9 minutes, 9:45, you can see that the stock is veering down. It's also doing that same thing, right, on the NVIDIA, and then it's doing that same thing on the SPY. And converse, and also very important, you can see at this SPY level, you can see that we're at a rejection point. So this is why I say I use my SPY as my third eye, because if we break past this, I'm not going to feel comfortable getting into this trade to the downside because it might be going up, but it wasn't. So this is why I say you want to have multiple things happening to confirm your decision. Now, also, one other key point, I almost missed this. You also want to look at the previous day. You want to look at the pre-market high. And as you can see, the pre-market high, this is where you can see that there's a rejection here. So this is a strong indication that we're going to the downside, at least at the beginning of the day. Anyway, we go past this line, if you draw it correctly, for the 15-minute. And I literally entered the trade right here on one contract because I had a feeling that it was going down, not by my emotion, but because I saw that there was a rejection here at 1040, right here. I'm sorry, not 1040. Where were we? Right here. I said we were close to the rejection zone at 945, and then as you can see at 950, this is when it starts to break down. So I then, once this level broke at this 978 level, I entered a trade for 3 more contracts for the downside until we hit this level of support. Now, how did I know that this was a level of support? Very simple. You just got to look back, right? Because history repeats itself. So you can see right here that this not only bounced, it wicked. It wicked off of this level. So I'm saying the likelihood of this going past here and then hitting this major level of support, probably not going to happen, right? It's just not going to happen, at least on this first run. So I exited the trade and I instantly took $700+ from the market, okay? So I was already happy and content. And I only trade 2 trades on any one given stock. Okay, I also trade on other stocks, but specifically Tesla was looking juicy, so I decided to keep focusing on that to see if there's a rejection. There could be another OBR broken to the upside. And as you can see, just for my levels again, you have the pre-market high, and also you have another a pre-market where there was a rejection. So you know this is a key level. If this breaks to the upside, we're going to have some good news as far as getting making money on the calls, right? So you have to watch. And what I was doing here, this is when I actually started to consider the trade. Once the reverse happened from this level, well, first of all, if I hadn't taken this trade, just a side note, for your own purposes, this is after back testing. Usually moves happen in threes, especially when there's a wick in a specific direction. As you can see, there's buying pressure. There's 1, 2, 3 wicks for buying pressure. So that's a really cool way to take a scalp for the upside. if you were just trading based on intuition and you weren't using technical analysis, right? Specifically, you weren't using a technique to get in. You just saw something and then you got in based on time and experience to tell you that that's probably going to happen. But anyway, that's not what this is about. So the next strategy in which I was able to make money, I was watching for the breakout right here, and I didn't get in only because I was already up and I wanted to certify my move. So it did break here, and I watched it break, and then it came up here, and then it started to wick, and then come back down. So what I was waiting for was simply to come back to this 997 level, which it initially broke, which came to the upside, for all these sellers to, sell off their position before we start to rise up. And what I do, simply came in here, waited, was waiting as best as I could to see if it gets to that 997 level. It did not, and it started to wick back up. I entered the trade, 3 contracts in for a nice 8-point move. It was a beautiful move, made the money, exited the trade, $1,100, and that's how I was able to do it. So I did an OBR, and then I did an ABCD. What is ABCD? Simple. You start here. This is the A. This is the B. You wait for the pullback for C, and then this is the D right there. So A, B, C, D. You wait for the pullback. You enter the trade. I mean, guys, this strategy works over and over again. It's time tested, and the only reason why it works is because anyone who knows what they're doing is watching for this move, and they're all getting in, and you want to get in with everybody else. Like in life, everybody wants to be individual and they want to go against the trend. In stocks, you want to go with the trend. And if you go with the trend, you are going to have an edge. And if you have that edge and you trade that edge, then you're going to make money consistently over time. So just the 4 things that I want to share with you again, just to recap what you should be doing in order to become a consistently profitable trader. 1, pick a few stocks that you trade. Watch those stocks like a hawk and become a master at the movement of those stocks. Thing number 2 that you want to do is you want to pick a strategy. Master one strategy, move on, master another so that you can use that within your day trading. And then number 3, you want to back test, back test, back test. I back tested the OBR strategy over 100 times. I back tested the ABCD strategy over 100 times. So it's very second nature now to take the trade because you know that you have a probability of it working. And you have a stop loss in case it doesn't, because there is a percentage of time it does not work. Okay, and then the 4th and final thing is just execution. Execution, so when you execute properly and you make your money, you can take a few trades, be done with the day, and then move on with the rest of your life. And you can use trading as your vehicle to take as much money as you want from the market and enjoy the rest of your time at the end of the day, and and enjoy and prosper and have fun with who you want, with whomever you want, whenever you want. Take care. I hope you got value from this video, and I'll see you on the next one. Take care.